What's up guys, I'm Suman from Stein, and it's been quite a long time since I've done a PC build guide video. In fact, it's been many years, but from today onwards, I am resuming making PC build guide videos, and you guys just need to do one thing. Go to the comment section and please tell at what price point you want the next PC build guide to be. So let's add a little bit of spice to Stein and make sure you are subscribed to see more awesome content. Anyways, in today's video, we'll be taking a look at a 70,000 rupee PC build guide, and this is a Ryzen machine. Don't worry, I'll be making an Intel one soon for the same price, so stay tuned for that. So without wasting any precious time, let us begin. So before starting this video, a small reminder that this is just a PC build guide video, a video where I guide you to get the best components for a PC under a particular price range, and this is not an actual PC build. But with your support, in the future, we might be doing many of those. But anyways, I'll be talking about what this 70,000 rupee machine is capable of at the end of this video. So make sure you stay till the end of this video, and let us start with the components that I have selected. So for the CPU, we will go with the Ryzen 5 3600. Now this is a pretty solid CPU with 6 cores and 12 threads. It has a base clock of 3.6 GHz and it can boost up to 4.2. And for this price, this is an ideal CPU for both gaming and editing. Now, even when you compare this to the Ryzen 5 3600X, the 3600 delivers nearly the same performance for 3000 rupee less, making it a great value. The higher core count will definitely help you if you're planning to edit videos on this, but make sure you don't throw in 6K and 8K footage, or say even 4K 10-bit or 12-bit footage on this, because this CPU is not meant to handle that. I mean, of course, you can definitely import this to your computer, but the thing is, when you're editing, you'll have a very bad experience. But for 1080p and normal 4K edits, this should be really smooth. Now this can boost up to 4.2 GHz and supports other new AMD features, so gaming should be pretty good on the 3600. And to cool this bad boy, we are going to use the stock AMD cooler because it is a really efficient cooler, and since you're getting it for free, I think why not use that, and it will definitely save some money for better products down the line. Moving on, for the motherboard, we are going with the MSI B450M Pro VDH Max. Now this is a great value motherboard that has a healthy mix of all the necessary ports and connectors for a modern day PC build. The B450M supports first, second and third generation Ryzen processors, which is amazing. It has 4 RAM slots, supports up to 128 gigs of memory and can handle memory with a max speed of 3866 MHz. It has a single PCIe 16X slot, a single M2 slot for NVMe SSDs, and a good amount of rear USB ports. And finally, this is a micro ATX motherboard. So the MSI B450M motherboard that we are using here has, really good hardware components in it and has plenty of room for future expansion. So in my opinion, this here is a great value motherboard, and for 9,000 rupees, I think you can't go wrong here. Now for the RAM, we are going with the G-Skill Ripjaws 5 or V, whatever you want to call that. Anyways, this is a 16GB kit that has two 8GB RAM sticks. So that makes them dual channel memory, and these RAM sticks are clocked at 3200 MHz. Now Ryzen really loves dual channel memory and RAM with higher clock speeds, so you will definitely get the best performance out of this. Now the RAM that I'm using here is not RGB, but if you guys want RGB RAM, I'll have one linked in the description below. So that is also dual channel RAM, and it also has a clock speed of 3200 MHz, and it is only like few rupees extra than this, so make sure you check that out, links in the description. Now for the star of the show, the GPU. We have the Zotac GTX 1660 Super Twin Fan 6GB variant. This GPU has 6GB of GDDR6 memory, has 1408 CUDA cores, and is priced way less than the 1660 Ti. But don't be fooled by the lower price, because the 1660 Super has near identical gaming performance to that of the 1660 Ti, making it an ideal choice for gaming. So for 1080p and 1440p gaming, this bad boy will easily help you get 60 FPS and above in most games. And also with many video editing softwares like Premiere Pro supporting hardware encoding, this GPU will also help you export your edits much faster than before. So the GTX 1660 Super from Zotac was an ideal choice for this build, and in fact it is a great GPU too. Now onto the storage, we have a SSD plus hard disk setup here. So the SSD of choice was the Kingston A400. This is a 240GB SSD with good read and write speeds. I know we can add NVMe SSDs in this motherboard, but to reduce the costs, I decided to go with this. But don't get me wrong, the Kingston SSD that we've used here is a really fast and reliable SSD. And in fact, I have the same SSD installed in my personal work computer, so I can give you guarantee that this here is a really good way to go with. And for mass storage, we have a 1TB Western Digital Blue hard disk. This is a 7200 RPM mechanical hard drive that is well known for its reliability. So in terms of storage, we have a healthy mix of both speed and space. But since this build has room for a lot of expansion, you can easily add more hard disks or SSDs down the road, making it future-proof again. Now giving juice to all these components is the Cooler Master MWE 650 White V2. This is a 650 watt non-modular power supply with a 80+ byte certification. Now I know I could have gone with a 550 watt power supply because that would have been enough, but since the system can be upgraded really well, the 650 watt PSU was added in order to future-proof it. And it was also quite cheap, so I guess nothing wrong in going with this. Finally, housing all these components is the Antec Dark Phantom DP501. Now this is a pretty cool looking RGB compatible case with a tempered glass side panel for less than 5,000 rupees. It looks really subtle but has RGB lights at the right spots. Even in terms of features, this supports most air and water coolers in the market, has 6 drive bays and can support up to 6 fans. Now I'm not saying this is the best case that you can buy, but for the price I think this here is amazing value and even looks really cool. So these are the components that I selected for the 70,000 rupee PC build. And I have to say, the prices have reduced a lot when compared to when I built my own PC. So prices have, drastically reduced, and in fact, components are way powerful and way cheap. And that is awesome. So this is a great time to build a PC, to be honest. Anyways, these are the parts I would personally go for if I were to build a system. I know there are many different configurations that you can do, but these are what I would personally go with for a budget of say 70,000 rupees. Anyways, with this machine you can play games at 1080p and 1440p and easily get more than 60 FPS without any issues. And especially on 1080p you would be able to touch 120 FPS and higher in not so taxing games, and that's really great. Even when it comes to video editing or 3D modeling, this PC would be able to handle some pretty moderate workflows without any issues. 4K edits should be smooth here, but make sure you don't overstress this by throwing in high bitrate footage or 6K or 8K video footage. But if you follow these small things, the Ryzen CPU combined with the Nvidia graphics should be pretty good for gaming and video editing. And for 70,000 rupees, I think this PC is going to be a really good buy, which you can even upgrade in the future, and you're not limited by any nonsense that manufacturers come with. So this is a great option for anyone looking to start off small but then eventually keep growing or upgrading. Anyways, I'll have the links to all these products or say components in the description below, and I'll have multiple links, so make sure you check each one for the best possible pricing. Anyways, what do you want to see next in this PC build guide series? Let me know in the comments below. So thanks for watching, and this is Suman signing off once again. Catch you later.